Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Happy Monday, and we have got some big things to go over here in Raid Shadow Legends. We have got an Awakening preview video coming out just recently today, so I will watch that live with you and give you my thoughts and context on this. Plus, we have got a brand new Fragment Champion who is going to be an epic launching this week. So we are going to get you caught up for everything you need heading into this week in Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first up, let's go ahead and watch the video. I'm watching this for the first time with you, so let's see what we got here for the Awakening preview video, core mechanics.
Hey everyone, and welcome to a new update preview episode. Today, we're going to talk about Awakening, diving a little deeper into some of the things we didn't have time for in our most recent What's Next video. We're also working on a second video covering the Iron Twins Fortress, the boss's skills, and highlighting some tactics and strategies to help take the twins down. But right now, we're focusing on Awakening itself. Let's start with the basics. Awakening unlocks at level 42 and is kind of like a mixture of Ascension and Masteries. The Awakening part itself is similar to Ascension. You awaken your champions star by star to make them stronger. In fact, one of the only real rules for Awakening is that you can't awaken a champion to a higher Awakening level than their Ascension level. So, you awaken them, then what? Here's where you'll find the similarity to Masteries. Once you awaken a champion, you can choose a blessing for them. These are like super-powered passive skills that can completely transform how you use a champion, unlocking new levels of potential or altering what they do entirely. Each blessing belongs to a specific divinity. For now, there are 4: Light, Dark, War, and Chaos. As soon as you awaken a champion, you get to pick any blessing you want. No questions asked. Well, within reason. Like champions, blessings have rarities, so rare champions can only get rare blessings. Epic champions can choose rare or epic blessings, and legendary champions have access to everything. But still, once you've awakened a champion, you don't have to do anything else to actually unlock their available blessings. However, you can make all the blessings stronger by awakening your champion to higher levels. Every blessing gets better as a champion's awakening level increases, from improving the stat bonuses to unlocking entirely new effects and abilities. The best part? It's all tied to your champion's awakening level. You don't have to upgrade each blessing individually. If you have a champion at level 5 of awakening, they'll get the level 5 benefits of any blessing they choose. Simple. You can also swap blessings at any time. Just like Masteries, the first change is completely free, but after that, it's going to cost you some gems. You can change to any blessing available.
Okay, I was gonna ask about that. I was gonna ask about switching them. That seems really expensive. Resetting your masteries only costs 150 for the whole tree. It looks like this is costing 300 to choose a champion's blessing. So, gonna be something you kind of set and forget about it because we can't be YOLOing 300 gems constantly. So, I wish that was a lot cheaper. It seems like that should be like 50 gems or something to change a blessing. I don't know.
From any divinity, but switching blessings within the same divinity will be slightly cheaper than changing their divinity entirely. Now, let's have a look at some of the blessings themselves, starting with one of our coolest blessings, Polymorph. This is a legendary blessing from the Chaos divinity, and it does deliver on the Chaos front. Whenever any enemy places a debuff on a champion with this blessing, or steals or removes one of their buffs.
Yeah, so we can try to get a look at these in detail. 5% chance of placing okay, defense, 10%. Yeah, so it functions a little bit like books. It looks like you need to get to level 6 for that one. 20% chance. I mean, that's pretty decent, honestly.
There's a chance they'll receive a little debuff themselves. Only it's not a normal debuff, like an attack or defense decrease.
And the 10 speed.
They're going to get turned into a sheep and lose access to every single one of their skills. There's only a 5% chance of this happening at level 1. But if your champion is fully awakened all the way to level 6, you're going to have a 20% chance of turning potentially any champion into a sheep for 2 turns. And if you're wondering what life as a sheep is like, well, any champ that's been sheepified will only be able to use a single sheep skill. They'll charge forward, attack one enemy, and that's it. But they're a sheep, so herd mentality comes into play. Whenever one sheep attacks, all the others will join the herd and attack too. Getting turned into a sheep can basically take a champion out of the game for 2 whole turns, but it's not all bad. Every time you attack as a sheep, There's a 50% chance of removing the debuff and getting turned back into champion form again. And whenever you get rid of the sheep debuff, whether it expires or you lose all your HP as a sheep, you'll return to champion form at 50% HP, no matter how much HP you had before you got sheeped. It's a fun blessing, and even more.
It's just RNG on RNG on RNG. It's kind of like Fear and True Fear all over again with these 50% chances and stuff like that. It's gonna be a lot of luck if that's ever in the meta or anything.
More fun debuff, and we can't wait to see what you do with it. So, that's a legendary blessing, but other champions have access to a lot of awesome blessings too. Survival Instinct is a rare blessing from the Chaos Divinity that can really turn a situation on its head. When an enemy uses a skill that places, spreads, or transfers a debuff onto a champion with this blessing, it's going to boost that champion's turn.
Survival Instinct. Fill the champion's turn meter by 2%. HP 3,500 for legendaries. Champion's turn meter. So turn meter and HP, and then you get speed there at the end. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy one.
Turn meter. It's an amazing blessing to make your champions interrupt your opponent's turn order and ruin their day. And here's another one. Carapace decreases the damage a champion takes while under a bunch of crowd control debuffs like stun, freeze, fear, or even petrification. On top of that, it also provides some sizable boosts to the champion's HP, resistance, and speed, making them far better equipped to make it through enemy stun locks in the arena or in those tough boss battles. And remember, these last two blessings are rare, so it's not just the top tier champions that will be getting some serious benefits from blessings. Alright, we've taken a detailed look at 3 blessings from the Chaos Divinity, but let's quickly highlight a few blessings from the other divinities too, starting with the War Divinity. Life Harvest increases the champion's turn meter whenever an enemy is revived, and destroys a portion of that enemy's max HP for good measure, making them weaker every time. Chainbreaker helps champions break free from crowd-controlled debuffs, Commanding Presence boosts your team's aura, and Hero's Soul boosts a champion's damage against bosses, according to the number of enemies in battle. It'll be huge for the Spider's Den. Next up, Light Divinity, the Do-Gooders. The Lightning Cage blessing protects your buffs and boosts your damage with lightning balls. Heaven Cast makes your default skill ignore some of your enemy's resistance, which is great for those with key debuffs on their first skill. And here's one of my favorites. Miracle Heal helps recover some destroyed HP whenever the blessed champion heals. Excellent for bringing into Hydra battles. And finally, the Dark Divinity. As you'd expect, they're not manipulating rainbows. Take Ward of the Fallen. It gives you special bone armor to protect you from attacks, then gives you more as your allies perish around you. At the highest level, you'll even summon undead skeletons to charge at your enemies. It's awesome. The Lethal Dose blessing then increases the damage you deal from poison debuffs in the arena and ignores some of the enemy's resistance while you're at it. If that doesn't sound painful enough, the Cruelty blessing destroys some of your enemy's defense, making them far, far easier to hurt. Alright, that's a super quick fly-through of a few of the coolest blessings. Keep an eye on our social channels for more. Now you know why you want to awaken your champions. Let's talk about how. It all starts here at the Altar of Souls. Well, kind of. It actually starts at the Iron Twins Fortress. That's where you'll beat the Iron Twins to earn the soul coins you'll need to start the awakening process. But we're making a dedicated video on the twins later, so we'll ignore them for now. Now, imagine, you're the best. You crushed the Iron Twins. You've got all the soul coins in the world. Time to get your hands on champion souls and awaken some champions. To start, let's recap a few rules. Only rare, epic, and legendary champions can be awakened, and each champion needs their own souls. You can't awaken Venus with Valkyrie's souls, for example. Another big thing to remember is that your ascension level matters for awakening. Champions can't be awakened to a higher level than their current ascension level. To make it easy to track, your awakening level is indicated with a fashionable red color. Okay, so souls. There are 2 types of souls, perfect souls and split souls. Perfect souls let you awaken your champion to the exact level indicated by the number of stars they have without any extra steps or requirements. If you're lucky enough to find a 6-star perfect soul for Valkyrie, you can fully awaken her in a single step. Split souls. Split souls, on the other hand, awaken your champions 1 level at a time. For example, if you find a 5-star split soul, you'll only be able to use that on champions that have already reached level 4 of awakening. Now let's talk about getting those souls. Perfect souls are the most flexible and powerful, so you'll want to get your hands on as many of these as possible. The main way is by summoning them with soul stones, which always gives you perfect souls. And to get soul stones, you'll need to head to the Mystic Market and use the soul coins you've earned from beating the Iron Twins. There are 3 soul stone types: mortal, immortal, eternal. The better the soul stone, the better your chances of receiving top-tier souls, meaning higher level souls for higher rarity champions. You can see the breakdown on screen right now. Summoning souls using soul stones requires silver in addition to the soul stones themselves, and the process is similar to summoning champions from shards, so you should get used to it in no time. As an added bonus here, you'll be able to constantly upgrade your stockpiles of soul coins through using soul stones. For example, if you use 10 mortal soul stones, you'll receive 200 immortal soul coins. You can also get some eternal soul coins by using immortal soul stones. It's a nice, easy ladder that means you can get high-tier soul stones just for summoning souls. But that's not all. As you know, there are hundreds of champions in Raid, and getting the right soul for the right champion sounds like it could take a while. So we've got something to help speed that process up. Introducing the wish list. You'll get to choose 9 champions to add to your list, then your odds of summoning perfect souls for those champions from soul stones will be doubled. Simple, no strings attached. So that covers perfect souls, but what about split souls? You can get split souls from the soul merchant.
I feel like that wish list should be a little bit bigger. 3 champions on each tier. There's so many champions we use in Raid. I feel like that should have been like 5 or something.
But instead of using soul stones, you'll be exchanging soul essence. You can either find soul essence by raiding the Iron Twins Fortress or by buying it with soul coins. Fortunately, the advantage of the soul merchant is that you get to pick and choose which souls you want. The merchant has souls of every level and rarity, but the merchant's stock changes all the time. You'll need to stop by regularly and see what's in stock. To make it even more appealing, the merchant likes to make sure they have what you're looking for, so you'll never get a split soul that's of a lower level than what you need. For example, if you have a Valkyrie at level 3 of Awakening, the next split soul you see for Valkyrie will be level 4. And if a champion hasn't been awakened at all, you might even see a few level 1 perfect souls as well. Bottom line, when it comes to the soul merchant, make sure you check in regularly to catch the souls you need. Those are all the ways to get souls, but once you have them, you'll need to know where to access them. This one's easy. Head to your soul collection. It functions pretty much the same as your champions collection, where you can expand it if you need more slots. Oh, and one big thing to remember. You can always sell any souls you don't want to get some more soul coins. This way, nothing's wasted.
I was going to ask about that because once you've got something maxed out, all of these duplicate souls would be wasted. So it looks like you're going to be selling them to try and convert them into other ones. But okay, I think they could have done a little bit more fun stuff with the duplicates.
And you get to start the hunt for souls again. And that's everything. Keep an eye out for that dedicated dungeon guide.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I welcome more mechanics to the game. I wish the soul stones would be tradable amongst players or something, to be treated like, card collections or something like that would be a lot of fun, because you already have to summon the champion. So it's not like it's going to break the game or something or have a bunch of people trading champions. It's just to get bonuses on your champions. It would have been cool to have the player base bartering with each other and trading these soul stones. So that would have been fun. But anyway, it looks like all this is going to be account bound and function mostly similar to shards. And all in all, it looks like a pretty powerful mechanic that should be fun to dive in and theorycraft around. And we are also going to be getting a Fragment Champion that is going to be an epic starting this Thursday. So let's get some context on the kit here. An A1, attack one enemy 2 times, place an extra hit if the champion is under increased attack. So going to be a triple hitter if under an increased attack, and each hit has a 20% chance of placing a block active skills for 2 turns. That's a really, really good A1 for an epic. I'm going to guess that probably books up to like 30 or 40%. If it starts at 20, you're probably going to get like damage, and then like 5% or something, and book that all the way up to 30. If I had to guess, it could go up to 40 though. Really, really good ability here so far on the A1. And then the A2 is going to probably book to a 3-turn cooldown, attack one enemy, place a block buffs for 2 turns. If the champion has an increased attack, steals all buffs from the target before attacking. Again, that's pretty solid for an epic. Now, the A3, we don't know if this is going to book to 4 turns or 3 turns. So attacks all enemies, decrease the cooldown of this skill by 1 turn. Okay, it probably books to 4 turns. But it's basically going to be 3 turns because there is a mechanic in there that will lower it. So an AoE... That's pretty good because he's probably going to be under an increased attack, but it's got to nuke pretty hard because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't remove buffs. It doesn't ignore unkillable. It doesn't ignore shield. It doesn't have anything special. It's just a single hitter, attack all enemies. So it needs to hit pretty hard. And then we've got the passive, place 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns whenever an enemy's HP drops below 30%, and it will be protected, cannot be removed. They've been playing around with that mechanic a lot. So honestly, it all comes down to the A3 and how hard it hits. We need to know the multiplier on that and the base attack and how Negorio is going to scale with gear and multipliers. But on paper so far, looks pretty solid for an epic champion to be a fragment event. I would assume, we can't know for sure, but it's an epic, so the fragment events should be a lot more realistic than some of the things we see in these legendary fragment events. So all in all, pretty happy for it, and I think if the base attack and the multipliers make sense, could be a fun fragment event for an epic. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Then while we're here, we can get you caught up on everything going on in game really quick. Right now, the tournament live is going to be the Dragon tournament. Just a standard tournament that might make sense to go after if you can realistically win your group. Otherwise, you do have an epic book up for grabs at 2750, but a mostly perfectly normal Dragon tournament. Nothing really to note there. But we do have the champion training event going on right now, and this is going to be part of the trials thing. So you definitely want to get out there and do this because this is very, very easy rewards. You can see here that you only need to get 150 points, but it does max out at 50 per day. So make sure and do this over the next 3 days because you are going to get an epic tome, 5-star chicken, and a 6-star legendary chaos ore. So definitely worth getting your points here. Focus on getting the 50 a day in that champion training event. We also have artifact enhancement and dungeon divers. Both of these are going to be very normal events. And yeah, you just want to scoop up your normal rewards in the artifact enhancement. Make sure you get to 3,300 to at least get your core hammers. And then dungeon divers will double dip with the Dragon tournament going on. So you can probably want to get at least to 1,550 on the dungeon divers, even if you are doing the budget version of it. It looks like not a ton going on here for the offers. I'd say the multi-battle pack is worth plugging in. We've got 700 energy and then 12 of the refills, and then 500 times 3 is 150 multi-battles. And boom, comes out to 902. So a mostly average offer that we're going to see in the shop, and nothing super amazing. It's not worth like $15 or anything. So unfortunately, nothing great in the shop as of me recording this right now. But wait, when I exited the shop, it popped up this 101% extra. So these are typically pretty good offers compared to what we normally see in Raid. So I want to plug this in on the new calculator. 60, 1, 2, 3. And then let's go in order so we don't mess anything up. We've got 2 ancient shards, 2 days of XP, 2 keys is worth 200 gems. Remember, we grade it in how it's going to be based in-game instead of my opinion. So that's why I'm putting that like that. And then the 4 stars is going to be 2 of them. And then 2 energy refills right there. 2 arena refills right there. 10 XP brews. Okay. And we already put in the silver. So grades out as 1054. So yeah, this is going to be obviously if you're getting it for $3 and the typical value that we would expect in a normal raid pack that Plarium puts out is around $10.50. Obviously, this offer is amazing compared to what we normally see. So if you are a spender on Raid, this would make sense to scoop up 2 of these for $6 and get a pretty decent amount of just general stuff. You get a few ancient shards, some energy refills, days of XP, chicken, and all of that. So it does. This is a good offer based on what we normally get. So remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.